Welcome back, YouTube. This is the end of the year show of Jack Antics, and we had a really good year this year. And before we get started, let me introduce these lovely guests today.
I'll be lovely.
All right, horrible guest, horrible guest today. Coming from the, I don't even know, bro. Uh, Here is Flo and Zio Abyss.
What's happening?
Yo, yo.
Yeah, I ain't even feel like doing all that.
Look at you. The year is over. You run out of energy already.
Bruh,
You burnt out.
huh?
They burnt out, Bo.
It's been a long year, man. A couple more videos coming their way though. It's a couple more videos coming your way. Some more tech videos of some headphones about to review. If any other tech that y'all want me to review, just leave it down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the channel, people. That's how we grow. You want me to grow. Share it, like, subscribe, and comment. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for tech, gaming, and anime. And let's get started with the tech. That is, how do you feel about the new PlayStation Elite Controller, the DualSense Edge?
I'm not paying for it.
Why?
I'm not paying $200 for a controller. I'm not using all the buttons on the current one. I'm paying $200 for one for just defaults and all this extra stuff, and then the battery life is like about 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's like they did the same thing with like the Xbox controllers where they made it like modular and customizable with the remappable buttons and everything. But I like the way the controller looks, but I'm not paying no $200 for that. Yeah. No, it ain't that deep. Oh, I'm not a pro gamer.
Dude, it's $70 for a regular one to replace it. I'm not doing all that.
Yeah, then they got like the little changeable caps, and I just like, okay, cool. But yeah, I'm not a pro gamer like that, so it's not really that big of a deal for me. I believe they'll go down in price once they realize people are not paying no $200, because sometimes you have to respond with your checkbook, and like that's outrageous. The game is already a lot of money. Like the game system already a lot of money. The games are a lot of money. And you trying to charge $200 for Elite Controller? Was the Xbox Elite Controller that much too?
Yeah, it was around the same. I believe it was like $190.
Oh my gosh, you gotta be making money for to be doing that. No,
exactly. And then on top of that, there are aftermarket companies that sell like little nubs that you can put on top of your analog sticks and things like that. So if you wanted to really customize your controller, you could go that route. And it's nothing but a YouTube click away.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's companies out there, but I get it if you want to spend money on the peripherals and maybe like sell it later. But in essence, like it's gonna go down in price, just like these games are. Because like it's becoming outrageous how it's like, okay, it looks nice, what does it do differently than the other controller? But I say it really does look nice with the added bumpers and different caps. But what the battery is like, it's like 2 hours.
Yeah, which is probably like the common playing time for most people.
Mm-hmm.
That will at least busy people anyway.
But if you get an Elite controller, wouldn't you concur that you playing a lot of games if you get an Elite controller?
I mean,
the fact that you paid us for a $600, $700, $800 console, you best believe I'm gonna play about at least 2 hours.
minimal.
Minimal. But yeah, on not even average gamers, like people that paid $200 for that, it's like you would think they'll be playing the game a lot more than 2 hours.
Right. Either that, or they may be operating under the pretense that they'll have it hooked up. But the thing about it is, unless you're like a professional gamer or you game at those types of levels, there's no need for remappable buttons. You can remap the buttons on in your settings if you need to.
Mm.
So there's no need for remappable buttons unless you just need that much extra control.
Okay.
So this is geared towards those hardcore gamers or professionals.
Like fighting games mostly.
Right, because
Right.
there is a
Fighting games
place
or
for
COD.
there's a place for it. I'm just saying, like for the average consumer, they're not about to buy $200.
It's just gonna stay on the shelf for most people.
Right.
But it
Right.
doesn't matter. They're gonna get their money back because people gonna eat up all these games selling at $70 next year anyway.
Yeah, and then there's still the PS5 is still being sold at a markup because nobody still can find one. So
Yeah,
they're
and
making it back.
when you get a good price, you might want to get one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, PlayStation Premium. So yeah, it don't matter
I
though.
forgot about that. PlayStation Premium. So what do we got? What do we got? PlayStation. We got new Elite Controller, $200. PlayStation Premium. How much is that?
Premium is $17.99 a month.
What is
So
it
12
for the year.
So for a year, that'll be 180 plus 36.
119, 120.
Oh yeah.
So $120 for the year for premium. How much is for the rest of them for the year?
So extra being the middle one for the year is about 100, and essential, which is pretty much what it was the entire time since they made it in PS3, is like 60 a year.
Okay.
Wait.
So let's go 200 for the controller. If you want premium, that's 120, or you can get the regular PlayStation Plus. That's $60. So you already spent $260.
Yeah. So I was looking at the wrong pricing model. I was looking at the monthly pricing model. So yeah.
But then the console might cost some money. But either way, it's gonna sell because it's market to. They know PlayStation knows their market and they know who's gonna buy it. Like people like us, no, we're not about to buy that stuff unless it's on sale or at a very cheap price.
I still want to get that shit on sale.
You're not, but
Not that controller.
yeah.
Nah. Games, yeah. I'll definitely get them on sale. That's what I've been doing. But I'm not a big buff on just getting multiple controllers like that, especially for that price.
Yeah, I got two, and that's it.
Because that basically gonna be like what, 20% off?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, Black Friday they did pretty good though. They cut it down to like $45.
To the controllers.
Mm-hmm. They went down from 70 to like 45.
Yeah, but this was like 200, so that's gonna be like what, 165, something like that.
So, but
Yeah.
in general sense, what other than the price, what do you think about the controller? Do you think it looks good? Do you think it will be a good controller?
It looks good, and I feel like they put a lot of quality into it. If the base, judging from the base model controller, the haptic feedback they put on the triggers, the gyroscopic sensitivity, the touchpad, the whole enclosed style of it. I mean, the base model looks like it's worth $70. So I would expect that this one would look and feel even better. But I just don't see it for 200.
Okay. Because other than the base, what's added on is like adjustable caps, remappable buttons, and you can add some stuff on the back where you have more control and it's easier to hit the trigger buttons. But it's a pretty comfortable controller already. I don't see the need for it, but like I said, it will still sell because they know they market, and it looks really good. And
I mean, it looks good. It's just all the extra stuff they added. While it's cool, that kills the battery. I mean, I don't want to have to keep plugging my stuff up every 2 hours. Because I mean,
Yeah.
PlayStation's been having problems with that since PS3 anyway with controllers.
Yeah.
Right.
They just don't last that long.
Right. So, yeah. 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 But let's move on to the next thing since we're talking about controllers and gaming. The games of 2022, what do you think about them? What was your favorite games of 2022? I can go first. My games were obviously God of War and Sifu that I like a lot that came out this year. That's why I've mostly been playing. And of course, like I played Multiverse, but it didn't last that long. But it was still a good game for me for what it is. It's basically like a Smash Brothers clone, but with different characters. But it was fun while I played it. What about y'all guys?
So for me, I played a lot of indie and retro games this year, but the main game that released this year that kind of stands out for me was Elden Ring. I haven't really always been a From Software fan. I played Dark Souls 2 when it first came out, and the first game that I bought for my PS4 was Bloodborne, which was the worst decision I could have ever made. But but something about Elden Ring. Elden Ring is just easy enough to get you initiated if you already know it, but hard enough to where new players are gonna they're either gonna fold or they're gonna get into the action. And the graphics amazing. The lore, because it doesn't really have that much of a story, they do that whole From Software Souls-like thing where they hide the story behind all of the lore descriptions for the items and things like that. So you gotta read to get the true story. But graphics look nice. Customization is amazing. I love games that allow me to make characters that actually look black. So that was another plus. And yeah, just the aesthetics of the whole world. Elden Ring put a big splash in the industry.
Yeah, it definitely made me want to play it, but I didn't have the time to get to it. I was playing like a lot of God of War.
Yeah, you just didn't want that. You'd be alright.
Yeah, I mean that game been out since like February. God of War just came out last month.
Hey man, I was focusing on other things. I was gonna play it.
Exposed.
What?
It's okay, man.
Oh,
You ain't gotta lie.
I'm telling the truth, sir. I don't have to lie for these folks. I told you, I've been playing a lot of God of War, and I kind of forgot about it honestly until like I was like looking up games again, but I definitely wanted to play it, but I just didn't have time.
man. Oh yeah. And another game I thought that will make an honorable mention for you, Charlie. Psychonauts 2 came out this year.
It did.
Was that this year?
Was that this year?
Yeah.
I thought that was the end of last year.
No, it came out in May.
Really?
Yes.
I might have been playing that. Oh my!
Yeah, you was playing that. You streamed it like real heavy. I'm surprised you didn't say nothing about it.
I forgot about it, but I forgot. It's like I thought
He was playing all the God of War, man. He forgot about it.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Really? They came out this year. They didn't come
Yeah. In May. So like almost the middle of the year.
Gosh. Well, I see why I didn't get put up for any awards.
It was that forgettable.
No, it came out in August 21.
Oh, see, that's what I was thinking. Like, I'm pretty sure that wasn't this year.
Oh no! Damn, it got released on Linux and Mac on May 24th. Damn, my bad.
I was like, what? I don't remember that.
Why they put the Linux release date? I was looking at that because I remember you playing it so much. I was like, I thought it came out this year.
Nah. Yeah. Well, I did play around the Elden Ring time. I was playing Sifu a lot.
Yeah,
So
and Sequel was good, but I couldn't get into that one because I was playing Elden Ring.
right. So it was a lot of stuff that intertwined, and a lot of stuff got overlooked, such as game like Ghostwire Tokyo that had an interesting concept, but it got overlooked because Sifu came out around that time and Elden Ring came out around that time. So it was just being overshadowed. They should have put it out like a different time, like probably in the middle of the summer.
I think it still would have got the same reception.
You think so?
Like, I've looked at it, it's just like I would get it on sale, but it doesn't seem like I would be captivated by it that much. I wouldn't like recommend it to somebody, but I wouldn't say it's trash.
Yeah, because like it definitely looks like an interesting concept and something that people will want to play, but for the time that it came out, it just got overshadowed. And it's no, disrespect to the team that created it. Is really like their timing. It was just really bad timing, and they couldn't put it out with God of War because you see what happened. Everybody just stopped playing everything in God of War. That was the only game that was being played.
Wait, play what? Nothing else came out around that time.
I'm pretty sure some other stuff came out. Oh yeah, and then Stray came out too. That was interesting for the people because it was a brand new concept. Nobody ever saw you playing as a cat. Even though I wouldn't play it myself, it still was interesting enough concept where I get it. I get it why it captivated the people because like you never seen nothing like that before. And
Well, something like that did come out on PS3. What was it? Tokyo Jungle?
uh
You just got to play as like a whole bunch of animals going around the city.
okay. Send me the link to that. I might just have it up there and see. But for this generation of people, like no, they haven't seen nothing like that. Or that game that you're talking about was so obscure nobody really saw. But wasn't this a major developer developing this game or indie?
That was like a
Stray.
double A.
It was like a what?
A double A.
A double A? Okay.
So somewhere in the middle.
Uh-huh. So I would say that
Annapurna Interactive.
Mhm.
They made all the games they made, or they made the Outer Wilds. But that's the only notable game that they made, and that's the indie title itself. Yeah, they're really. Hey, they make some good indie games, I guess it seems.
Okay. The Tokyo Jungle is similar, but it's different at the same time. Like these folks actually battling. The Prey was like more like jungle and like survival, like puzzle and survival type situation. You really didn't fight nobody.
Okay.
Cause this one is like straight up blood.
It's Pokemans. Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, people went straight for that one when they said the store was gonna close.
What, Tokyo Jungle?
Yep. Because that's the only place you can get it. It's digital. It's not a physical game in the US.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that's why people make a big deal about these stores closing because a lot of these games only exist digitally.
So
that would be crazy.
They can't never shut the servers down then, or move move some of them games to the PS5 servers and 4 servers.
So what they usually do is if they shut it down like they shut an old MMO down, the people will take the source code for the game, and then they'll put it online and they'll create their own private servers for it. So that's another way that they do that if the game won't get re-released or something like that.
Oh, you mean like Fantasy Star?
Fantasy Star. There was this Shin Megami Tensei game called Imagine. It was an MMO. Imagine Persona, but as an MMO. I love that game. But yeah, they shut down the servers back in like 2015, and then they brought they got out the private server.
Somebody gotta keep it alive.
Yeah, I see the Tokyo Jungle. I never like seen that before, but Stray for a lot of people was their first introduction to something like that. So I see why it had a lot of hype. But yeah, it's like me personally, my top games of the year, it has to be obviously number one God of War, and then Seafood number two. I didn't get a chance to play the other games that came out this year, but yeah, it was a whole bunch of them. Like I think Callisto Protocol just came out. It seems interesting, especially if you like Dead Space. It's made by the same creators of Dead Space, so yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely just me. I enjoyed Dead Space 2. And so this is right up my alley. When I get a chance, I'm going to get into that one. But it just came out so recently. I just hadn't had a chance to pick it up. I've been playing Kenshi and Elden Ring.
I think, let me see. Out of all the new games I played this year, it would be Elden Ring and Pokemon Legends Arceus. And I was hooked on both of them when they first came out. Elden Ring, because that would have been like the first From Software game I played when it first came out. Because all the other ones I just kind of caught the wave like well after the fact. But I just love the fact that like I can just make my character be whatever. I could be just dude swinging around a big sword with like a lot of strength, or I could be like a magic, user, or both. Kind of even just like make your own custom character, make your own class of character if you want to.
Right, like making a custom build. It is, yeah. Elden Ring gives you a lot of freedom that a lot of action RPGs don't really give you.
Right.
And then like most of the bosses, like you don't have to take them in a particular order. They all just hard to beat anyway.
Right. I mean, there's certain bosses. There's a lot of bosses you don't even have to beat the game. You can just either run past them, or if some of them they spawn in the open world, and they're kind of like basically rites of passage. You can go here if you can beat the guy that guards the entrance. But the guy is a giant on a giant horse with a giant shield, and they have dragon mutation powers, and yeah, shit.
Yeah, and then I think when I last played it, I was like, I've killed like 2 worms and 3 dragons. Like I was just out on a personal quest to kill all these dragons and just be like I was trying to make like a Dragon Slayer build, like Fairy Tail. So yeah, I'm trying to get all of them.
Yeah, it's like you can. It's a story within a story. Like you can make that your objective, and then you'd still be there for like 20 hours trying to get the build right, trying to track down the different dragons and worms, and then beat them. That's a whole game within itself.
Yeah, I definitely need to get back to it. But let's see. Legends Arceus was pretty good because I was like the most different Pokemon game made in the longest time. It's kind of like semi-open world, but the fact that you can actually sneak up on the Pokemon and catch them instead of just always battling them, and then the introduction of like alpha Pokemon and like a little lore between like what old Sinnoh used to look like.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. I didn't get a chance to play Arceus. I don't have a Switch myself, but I feel like Arceus was the way that Pokemon that was the route it was meant to go down as like a mainstream title. From all reviews and all the gameplay that I've looked at, once I get a Switch, I'm definitely gonna get it. But yeah, that was like a glimpse into what Pokemon really could be if they weren't trying to sell toys.
Yeah, but it was highly addictive because you get to a certain point where it's just like you have these distortions in time.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the Pokemon you could just like never really get will be there for like maybe 2 minutes.
Okay.
And they're constantly cycling through, and then it changes based on what map you're on.
Okay, yeah, like those old quests in the older games where Pokemon just pop out of nowhere on Tuesday.
On the Tuesday.
Yeah, except there'll be like 3 of them, and then they will attack you all at once. So you gotta be hiding around in the grass behind a tree or something.
Splinter Cell.
Okay.
Last thing you want to get caught is like a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1.
Take you out the game. Straight like that.
But yeah, those are I think those are like the only new games I played this year. But yeah, those are my top 2.
Okay. So yeah. So in an honorable mention that I wanted to play, but I didn't get a chance to, is A Plague's Tale Requiem. It definitely has an interesting concept with the rats, the bodega rats that they have eating up the the dystopia of wherever they are, whether they're in like England or something.
Narnia.
Somewhere in Europe.
Somewhere in Europe. But
I'm assuming that's supposed to be like the bubonic plague. That's why they got rats.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it definitely looked interesting. An interesting concept that it built upon from the first game. So that was a game that looked interesting, but also I didn't just have time to play it. But with all that, let's go into the next topic, which is the Game Awards. And let's address the elephant in the room, and that is the winner of the Game of the Year was Elden Ring.
That's no elephant. That should be like common knowledge.
Okay.
Good old Ring, baby. Good old Ring.
Most anticipated game for 2 years straight. It damn well be the winner.
Yeah. There was a lot of hype for Elden Ring. Like they announced it so long ago, and usually when they announce games for like a long time ago, when they come out, if they do come out, because a lot of them don't come out, and if it does come out, it's just like, this is trash. This is what they sold us a dream, like No Man's Sky, to a lesser extent. What's the one with Norman Reedus?
2077.
Oh yeah. Well, I wouldn't say that because they made that one better. But
same thing to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet too.
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't want to mention that either.
Wait, so they made it better?
Yeah. They made a performance patch, but that honestly, it was like its own Cyberpunk in a way, because you have characters either doing T poses, their heads are squiggly. But like the one really funny glitch is like when you use a Diglett, instead of being on the ground, it shows up on your crotch, and then when it attacks, it stretches all the way from your crotch to hit in the face.
What?
So yeah, that was a thing. But that leads into a bigger story that we need to start responding back with our dollars and stop buying stuff first day, because stuff like Cyberpunk, the Pokemon, like you said, is these big day one patches, and like the game is buggy. Like, why are you rushing this game? Pokemon already had a game out earlier this year. Why are you trying to release another game?
Honestly, it's because they were doing too much, because they had 3 games in development. They had the Diamond and Pearl remake that was being made at the same time as Legends Arceus, which is also being made at the same time as Scarlet and Violet.
What about, was Sword and Shield being made at the same time too?
Oh yeah, and that's what it's for, because it was like DLC constantly being made for it.
Right.
So
So it's
their
like,
resources were just stretched too thin.
So,
which is ridiculous because Pokemon is one of the most successful
yeah.
IPs in the world.
But yeah, and the people in the thing for Elden Ring was the nominees were God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, Xenoblade, and Plague Tale Requiem. Y'all saying that Elden Ring deservingly bought it, won it out. And of course, it's like after this year, they pretty much it was all I saw everywhere down my timeline was just Elden Ring, Elden Ring, Elden Ring, and like God of War just came out, and for the people that saying that God of War should have won it, yes, it was a good story, yes, but they had the best voice actor on there, but it just came out. Like I need a little bit more time with it.
Right. I mean, you can't really give a game of the year if it just released. Like, no matter how good it is, you can't really give it. It can't get that title unless just everything else that released that year was shit. It doesn't make sense.
Didn't they try to do that with Death Stranding a couple years ago?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Death Stranding, yeah, that's another game I couldn't get into. But
You can get into Mailman Simulator, but yeah, and you know, of course, like Elden Ring won Best Game Direction. Of course, y'all saying that it was announced like years ago, and to come out and to pretty much y'all was satisfied pretty much what I'm hearing.
yes,
More than satisfied with it.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, so all right, so yeah, they won Best Game Direction, but from what I'm seeing, God of War pretty much took the cake except like Game of the Year because they had Best Narrative. Now I believe, I don't know how y'all feel, but the Best Art Direction I believe should have went to God of War instead of Elden Ring, even though Elden Ring was really good of what I
No,
see. You don't believe that? Why?
I mean, you have a lot of
so.
muted colors in the snow. I wouldn't say art would be like.
As far as
It
art
wasn't just snow
direction,
though for God
I
of War.
mean, I haven't played the new God of War yet, but I mean, I understand there's different realms. They got Muspelheim, they got Niflheim, they got Alfheim, they got all the different realms and stuff. So the character, the art is very. It has a lot of variance to it for the different settings. But that's the same thing with Elden Ring. They got the starting area. They got a fucking volcano. They got a volcano with a manor on it. It's called Volcano Manor. It's a whole mansion inside a volcano, and that's one area. And then there's just multiple different areas with
You got
entire
Hogwarts.
Exactly. They got a whole wizard school in there. And then they got Cleveland, Ohio in that bitch. They got a whole anarchy, Chirac type of area where as soon as you walk in there, if you are not prepared, you gonna get murked.
You talking about Caleb?
Yes, I'm talking about Kaylee.
Oh god.
Kaylee, when as soon as you walk, the whole sky just turns red and the music turns ominous, and it's just you almost everything on there wants to kill you on sight. But there's so many varied layers to Elden Ring, like, and there's places they were so meticulous with the design. There's places that you won't even see in one playthrough that are in depth. They got a whole side quest that unlocks an alternate ending that it's under the main city. It's under the Golden City, and in order to unlock the ending, you have to go down through the whole undercity in order to get to the alternate ending. It's like there's
okay, but all right, so I get it. They have all this stuff.
Mhm.
All right, so in God of War they have different realms. Like they have Muspelheim, where you meet like a Titan and stuff, and you go to where it looks like outer space, bro, and it's like so many colors like clashing together, and it's very beautiful. They got Asgard, of course.
We have outer space underground.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, whatever. What about
He's not
Scorn?
lying though.
What about Scorn? Yeah, for the art direction, or y'all
Scorn
just
was
thought
a
it
little
was
bit
just
too freaky.
nasty?
Scorn was a little bit too
Even
freaky.
look at it.
Oh, okay. Horizon Forbidden West was just more bland stuff, and then Stray, it was just a cat in a city underground.
A cat in the hat. Yeah.
Of course, best score went to God of War. Audio design, God of War again. And best performance, which was well deserved, went to Christopher Judge for playing Kratos.
Yeah. Big shout out to Christopher Judge. He set the first one off, and I know for a fact he set the second one off, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And of course, everybody thought that Sonny, which is he plays Atreus, thought he was gonna win because he took a real big role, especially like this game, where it's centered around more so him and his destiny than more so Kratos.
Boy.
He didn't even call him boy. He called him by his real name in this one.
What? He didn't call him boy no more?
Nah.
I got to see this.
I think he only called him boy one time.
He was like, I'm not a boy anymore, Dad. I'm a real man.
Oh my god.
He giving them a personality instead of like just calling him an object.
Right.
Yeah, so obviously we could skim through that. We don't have to talk about it, but Marvel Snap won best mobile game, and then best ongoing game was obviously Final Fantasy. Everybody's still playing Final Fantasy.
Fantasy 14 is pretty good.
Stray won best indie game. I thought Sifu for the concept was gonna win it, but Stray took it over there. Over that.
I mean, it just played like a martial arts movie. The only interesting thing was you just age when you die. That's it.
And then innovation and accessibility is God of War. So yeah, it was a lot of awards that came by. I think even Bayonetta won an award, but it was weird that it had Sifu as an action game. I think it was like more of an adventure game than an action game.
I think it was different titles. I think I saw that too, because Bayonetta 3 was like action.
Bayonetta won best action game, and Sifu and Call of Duty, Neon White, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were all the nominees for that category, but Bayonetta won that one. For best action adventure, they had Stray, Tunic, Horizon Forbidden West, and God of War and Plague Tale Requiem. We already know who won that. Was God of War. And Elden Ring obviously won best role-playing game, and then best fighting game, which they had Sifu in there. I don't understand, but
yeah, I don't consider it a fighting game like full-fledged like a Mortal Kombat or a Tekken. I don't see it.
Multiverse won that one.
Okay.
And then family game.
It's off that 1 month.
Family game, Kirby. Best sim / strategy, Mario Rabbids. And then best sport game was Gran Turismo. Why are they still winning things?
Gran Turismo has a long history. Those man, I tell you, the old PlayStation games looked amazing. I never played one, but when you compare it to what's going on today, it's crazy how they got those reflections on the PS2. But the newer ones, they all look good. Every racing game looks good now, but I don't know.
I mean, what other competition does it have besides Forza? Because I don't hear that much about any other realistic racing game besides that and Forza.
But sports games,
Need
you
for
know, this
Speed.
include Madden, 2K, and all that stuff, and FIFA. I guess the other people are not really playing these games. If you want to count Captain Tsubasa.
What's that?
No, no one was gonna get that. No.
Yeah.
They play anime games for fighting. They don't play if they play no damn soccer.
Yeah, so, but yeah, it's pretty much God of War's kind of like swept the Gamer Awards. They won most of the awards. Elden Ring won the awards that is deserved, but
Rise Bayonetta 3 got one because that just came out like late October.
hey, it is what it is. But yeah, were y'all satisfied with the games that won its awards, or no? Do y'all have any discrepancies?
I think Elden Ring did what it was supposed to do. I'm glad God of War made it out with so many accolades. Do I feel like it was a little bit? Do I feel like it was just a little bit too soon? Maybe, but look what it was up against. Besides Elden Ring and maybe Stray, there were no other contenders this year. So God of War was going to win a lot of that regardless.
Okay.
I'm just glad Elden Ring got something because, you know, kind of like we were saying earlier, usually when you have hype for something for a long time, it usually kind of deflates when it comes out. So
definitely, this is just one example of the hype train winning.
Hey,
you would
man.
keep seeing nothing but Elden Ring videos for like 5 or 6 months, so it was bound to win something.
Yeah, but I was like, I say y'all going against the hype train against God of War, because that's pretty much any award show. It's just hype.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I feel like I knew God of War was going to win something because of just the sheer magnitude of its effect. Like when the first God of War came out, it was pandemonium as well. Just like and when the first one came out, I'm not sure if it won any awards because there were, if I'm not mistaken, there were a bunch of other games that came out that year, and I'm not sure if it won as many awards as God of War 2 did or God of War Ragnarok did. But if anyone that played the first game knows why God of War Ragnarok won.
So yeah, I'll say that it's been a good Game Awards, but let's go ahead and go to the next topic and let's talk about some anime that came out, some shows that we have some opinions on, and let's start off by talking about Bleach and Chainsaw Man. How do you feel about these two seasons? And since the season 1 of Chainsaw Man has ended and part 2 of Bleach is not coming out until July, how do you feel about these seasons that came to a close?
I thought it was pretty good, especially for Bleach, because I know they added some extra content to kind of pad things out in a good way, to kind of expand on things. The 2-episode finale actually did pretty good wonders because those are my favorite subset of chapters anyway. So to end it off on that as the finale for the next few months, I think that's also getting more people on the hype to watch the continuation of the next core. Chainsaw Man was pretty good. I do like the fact that they were actually able to change the ending outro like every single episode.
Right.
But I kind of feel like the ending fell a little flat. Like that, the way it ended was the way it was supposed to end for that part of the story arc. But to make you want to watch season 2, I don't think it did it justice on that.
Yeah, I watched every episode of Chainsaw Man except for the last one. But yeah, so I understand what you're saying. I mean, they're. I like Chainsaw Man since I first started reading the manga, and I'm hyped. Now that you said that, I need to go ahead and watch that ending to see what's going on, to see exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. Okay, so for me, yes, I like Chainsaw Man. It made me want to come back, but at the same time, it taught me not to get attached to no character because this was my first time ever watching Chainsaw Man. I never read the manga, so it was pretty good. And I'll have to say that, like, yeah, I hope it doesn't take as long to come out with a second season, but yeah, it was definitely pretty good. And I'll probably say it kind of ended on a higher note. I like the ending, how it was more happy in a way. It was like, okay, even though stuff is messed up, ended on a better note than what we started.
Yeah, I feel where you're coming from. Because like Chainsaw Man is very it can get very dark and perverse at times. But those little glints of light or those little happy moments with the characters, that's what kind of evens it out. So I feel what you're talking about.
So yeah, I felt very opposite of how you feel. It was like it wasn't flat for me. It was just right because it was a long season. And I don't say it like meaning boring. It was a long season for the characters where they had to go through a lot and they lost a lot of people that early. Like, oh, you don't really like. Normally, I watch an anime, you really don't start losing people until the later episodes, especially if it's one of them long animes.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
Well, it depends which ones.
huh?
Well, depending, 'cause I think that's how a Akame get killed started. Like
But
everybody
that's
just
only
dying like
12
the first five.
episodes. That's only like 12 episodes.
Well, it's a manga series, so it was kind of killing people off the bat. But
Right.
some have done that just for the shock value.
Right, but like I said, that was only 12 episodes. This is 12, but it's supposed to be more coming. You already know that's not the end of the story. That Agami Ka Kill was like more like a something short. Like, you know, it's not about to be that long. So I'm expecting like at least like 60 episodes out of this. They probably gonna make out of this.
Mhm.
Huh?
I mean, they just released like the manga. I guess the manga's doing pretty okay because they've continued the story past the actual ending.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if they plan it out right, it's possible.
About 60
They'll have to take
episodes?
breaks though.
That's it.
Well, it's not gonna be 60 out of this part of it though, because that's volume 4. No, it's on volume 5. What this covered, there's only 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like they moving pretty fast. I don't. As far as manga to anime comparison is, I feel like they're moving through it pretty fast.
Okay, so, that's, and for Bleach, I went back and started watching the older episodes, and it's starting to make sense. It's definitely keeping me engaged. Way better than the older anime, because the original Bleach, when it came out, it had way too much filler. I think I already discussed that, but I don't want to go into that again. But if you want to hear me rant about that, go watch the last video. I'll probably have a link in the description or somewhere in the video. But yeah, they did a lot better job to like pretty much sticking to the source material and not having so much filler. So yeah, unless if they did have filler, I didn't notice it. It was written. If it was filler, it was written better than the filler back in the day.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't see them doing a whole nother arc like they did with the Bound one. I think they're just trying to. I think they're gonna get to it. They're gonna continue to stay with it.
Made people wait since like what 2013, somewhere around there. I don't think they can afford to do that. Plus, the creator kind of stepped in and said he didn't like that either.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, because you destroying his original vision.
Yeah. With filler, I feel like with good filler, you got to kind of you want to make sure that the creator at least has some input if they want to, and you want to try to maybe make it can deviate from the source material, but not so much so that you're making a whole different set of powers or you're adding things on that didn't exist in the manga. That type of filler just is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the time wasting filler where it just seems like an episodic, if the anime isn't the episodic version of the content, why are you turning it into an episodic thing for maybe 10 to 20 episodes? That's ridiculous.
But yeah, like I said, I went on the rant, but I don't want to talk about it anymore because that was from Bount to Zanpato art to something else. It was too much. But
Zanpato was actually pretty straight.
No, I didn't want to watch it. It deviated from Aizen, and that's what I was focused on. And it went too long that even made a joke about it. Because I was watching it today. It made a joke about it. It's like, oh, I'm supposed to be facing against you. I don't remember you. And it's like, yeah, like they even knew what they was doing that they made a joke about it. So yeah, when you get to that point, you already know. But like I said, this is way better than Bleach back in the day. With that, what anime are y'all looking forward to come out in the new year? In the top of the year, I already have my picks. My top picks are Solo Leveling, and this one look interesting. The one I'm about to say look interesting, which was Go Loser Ranger. It looked interesting from the title to the synopsis to the actual cover of it. But what anime are y'all looking forward to?
I think I'm pumped for the Blue Exorcist remake and Solo Leveling, just like you. There's a couple of honorable mentions are some mangas, some animes that I hope that they bring back. I don't know if they're gonna bring back next year, but just to I hear they're making a Soul Eater remake, and I hope for a D Gray Man remake. But other than that, Solo Leveling and Blue Exorcist, I'm really hyped for.
Okay. So what about you, Zio?
Well, I'm looking forward to like the Rurouni Kenshin remake. Still not sure exactly when next year, along with season 3 of Konosuba, which that was announced. And I just had it in my head what the other one was. Oh yeah, the 4th season of Bungo Stray Dogs.
Okay, yeah, that was definitely a good one that I wanted to watch, and I like the whole concept of different writers having powers based on their books or / personality.
See, I think that's all I had for that one.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, the 4th and 5th season of Fooly Cooly was announced. That too. That was the last one.
Okay. Also, I think I forgot Dr. Stone. It was supposed to come out, which is, if you don't know what that is, it's basically what's his name? Bill Nye's a Science Guy, but in anime form. If y'all into some stuff like that, y'all definitely like this. But yeah,
I was gonna say Doc Brown. He had that wild hair like him.
he wasn't as crazy as him though.
Not as crazy, but you know, the hair is crazy though.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I think some honorable mentions is Rurouni Kenshin is getting a remake. Tokyo Revengers is coming out with a new season, and I know is y'all's guys' favorite game, Nier Automata, is supposed to come out with an anime.
Yes, sir.
I said what I had to say about Nier Automata.
Look, man, I understand you thought it was too slow, but you didn't play enough. The combat's amazing. The music is amazing. The atmosphere is dreary. Yes, very true.
Dusty. Didn't say what I said. It looked dusty.
While it may look dusty, the controls are sleek. The story is deep and it multi-layered and philosophical.
You
Yeah,
can't philosophical. You can't say that. That's what I look forward to. I can't say my words no more when I play this game.
yeah. It'll have you that much in awe.
No,
It will make you fuck your words up. Right.
no.
It's just that good. Go ahead and put that. Go ahead and put that motherfucker in, man. I'm telling you,
I'm gonna get one more.
you are going to. You're gonna get pumped.
And if matter of fact, I might stream it. You never know.
That sounds like bad faith. He already coming into it with it's dry.
Oh, ye have little faith. But Nier Automata is a good time. You just didn't. I feel like you just didn't give it enough chance because if the last thing you remember is being in the middle of the city with the grass and the elks, that's the beginning of the game, bro.
Sounds like Near Replicant. Like the real game doesn't start till you get to like the second half of it.
Second half.
Not the second half. I would say the second act.
I'm not saying nothing happens, but I'm saying it picks up more because something happens to you. I guess it depends on what version of the game you play, your sister or your daughter.
The second half.
It's like a roller coaster, bro. You go up, or you go steady, and then it just drops you down and around and around and around. Bro, I'm telling you, just stay on the roller coaster until it drops. Just stay on the roller coaster.
But I think you misinterpreted what I said. I didn't say like it's only good in the second half. I'm just saying there's a giant spike in what happens.
Right.
Because honestly, since you like JoJo's and stuff, people said part 6 was a big spike down compared to everything else.
I wouldn't say that. It was just getting out.
That's what the community at large was agreeing on. Is weaker compared to the other parts, except like maybe the first two. Let's see.
But yeah, so yeah, that was it. I guess we're gonna end it right there. So all right, thank you guys for coming out for the end of the year. Is all I guess about time people are hearing this. It's gonna be New Year's Eve or something. So happy New Year's, everybody. Stay safe out there, and please come back for more. We have more videos coming out there. Like I said, stay tuned, like, comment, and share, and subscribe to the channel. That's how we grow. So just keep doing your thing. Thank you for the people that subscribe, and Happy New Year again. Y'all got anything to say before I, dip out?
Hey, yo, stay tuned for that Chronicles of the Juice Man mixtape. That Cash Check mixtape.
That's coming in later. Cut out in the edit.
But I do appreciate all the fans that are listening, and I appreciate both of y'all for having me on. Well, I appreciate Jack for having me on, and I appreciate Zio for being here with us. And glad to do another pod, and can't wait to do another one.
All right.
But just catch y'all in the new year.
All right, cool. All right, man. Thank y'all again. And everybody else, peace until next year. All right.